Yo, what's up? I'm Zack. Welcome back to my channel of RWBY Mythology. So, yes, today I'm gonna review 3 episodes that just came out today. And that is the first 3 episodes of RWBY Ice Queendom. And oh my god, this is spoiled. If you guys don't want it spoiled, leave. Okay, I'm gonna start off with the first episode. First episode, they gave us similar thing, like the trailer from, the first episode was red, white, black, and yellow. And as you show us the trailer, well actually the first episode is like a trailer for all the RWBY characters that we all know, but they add something that we never seen before. Same goes, the very first episode of Vol.1 of RWBY. Like, they showed, before Yang leave to head down to Beacon Academy, where RWBY was still at, training academy, and she was RWBY was visiting her mother's grave, telling her that she was happy that Yang is graduating and head down to the Beacon Academy, and Yang came over and gave the gravestone of Summer Rose a wink. And they show more of Blake and Adam moments. And they show more for Weiss. They show us, like, okay, how did it all begin, you know, with her training and all. In the trailer, for the white trailer, we see Weiss singing for the crowd and seeing her fight against the huge, I forgot the creature's name that is inside of armor. And they showed us that if Weiss wins, she could go to Beacon Academy. And Sean actually agreed with this, but when Weiss actually won, Jock was pissed. And I was like, yeah, you get pissed so much you won, because we know what happened to you. You died in Volume 8. And, what else? And the one thing I liked about was when Weiss got that blood dripping down the side of her face, the left side of her eye. The favorite part is how the blood was dripping down and hits the ground. Like the blood from Weiss's face and the blood dripped down and hits the ground, which I actually liked that. That was a good animation. And speaking of animation, we seen something that we never seen, and this literally adds in to before the beginning of the first episode of RWBY Volume 1. Tai and Yang were at the city where Beacon Academy is at, and then RWBY does like what happened just like the original, but the animation of it, I was screaming. It was like, ah! Like that. No, wait, I think it was pitch voice. I was like screaming like a girl. I was screaming like a girl. Like, it was like the animation was so clean. The lighting was clean. The fight scene was clean. And here's the interesting facts. Tai and Yang were there when they saw the explosion happen. You know, when Roman used the fire dust, caused the explosion. Yeah, Tai and Yang were there when they were seeing so many civilians were injured or something like that. Or was the criminal, I can't tell. And not only that, the aftermath in the police station, Professor Osmond showed up, and both Tai and Yang saw Professor Osmond, and now we know that Yang knows Professor Osmond because she met him first before RWBY met Professor Osmond. And let me think. And then we see other thing that we never seen that involved Blake. She actually found a place to hide, to lay low, but it was surrounded by Grims, where she was hiding at the farm place. And she got the invitation for the notification for the opportunity to go to the Beacon Academy. And also we see in Atlas that Weiss it's about to go, but Klein wants, Weiss to wait a little bit longer for everyone to show up, but Winter said, like, my sister's too busy. Do you really think my father and my brother even care? And none of that. They showed both Weiss and Klein was about to head down to the arena, and they saw Whitley just standing there waiting, and of course she saw her mother drinking in the daytime. So yeah, they literally add something that we never seen from the trailer or in the first episode of Volume of RWBY. And I like that. I was like, holy shit, they never add anything like this because, well, they were low budget and all, but adding something that we never seen before was fucking smart. And the end of the episode, when they show everyone, RWBY, Yang, Blake, Weiss, John, Ren, Nora, and Pyrrha, like, oh my god, I was fucking, like, happy. Like, we get to see the entire group. And now, let's get into the second episode. Okay, before we get into episode 2, I just realized something. The conversation between Ty and Ospen was holy hell. I actually was not expecting that, and I just want to mention that before we get to the second episode. The second episode is, well, they changed episode 2. They changed like everything from Volume 1. Like, instead of just meeting each other in Beacon, they all meet each other inside the ship. And not only that, they decided to say, no, we're not going to, start the test the next day. We're going to start doing the test today. And we get to see the fight just like the same. And of course, Team RWBY, Team Jennifer still formed just like the original. And there's a new character. There's a new character that we never seen before or never heard of. And her name is Shina Zaiden. I think I said her name right. SHIONZAIDEN. She's new. We never met her before. And with Team Jennifer and with Team RWBY being formed, you guys saw the trailer where Weiss was just disappointed on this. When you look at the side of her neck from the right side, you can see like a black vine appearing inside of her bottom side of her neck. I was like, yo, what the fuck? Like, and they say episode 3 is gonna change everything. Oh, you have no fucking idea. You have no fucking idea. And speaking of episode 3, we're gonna talk about it right now, because, like, damn, the second episode pretty much changed the entire thing. Like, they come, Yang meets John, Yang meets Blake and Weiss, Yang just leaves RWBY behind. No, let me rephrase that. RWBY meets Weiss and Blake and John. Yang just dipped RWBY, and they just changed this scene where everyone arrived at Beacon Academy, and they all just met inside the ship and starting the test way earlier than the original canon story. But like I said, episode 3 is gonna change everything. I wonder how this is gonna turn out. That's one thing I wonder. Okay, episode 3 was fucking crazy. Why? Because, well, remember I said Weiss was having this vine thing on the side of her right side of her neck? Now John is getting one from his left side. Now he's getting one on the back of his neck after talking with Pyrrha up top of the roof. And Pyrrha, they literally changed it. In the forest, Pyrrha actually helped John to unlock his aura, but instead, Pyrrha actually unlocked John's aura in the rooftop. And when John was the only one that's up looking into his aura, he saw himself. And after that, these weird plants or whatever consumed him, and everyone with Team Jitterbug was concerned about John. Pyrrha checked John's aura. John has these freaking vine looking on his back, and this witch girl, which the new one that we all know, known as Shinon, she's the nightmare hunter, where she is a witch to hunt down these grim, could possess humans who has grown and strong aura. And this grim could possess you and show your worst fear of your nightmare, which I will call the grim nightmare because it shows John's worst nightmare, and it shows that. And know that this witch girl is like the puppet master. She made 4 puppets, one John, Ren, Nora, and Pyrrha, because Ren and Nora and Pyrrha wants to go in John's dream so they can save him from that nightmare grim. And so basically, after the nightmare grim was captured, the nightmare grim leaves some kind of seed behind after it was captured. And the rest of it played out normal, where, you know, Team RWBY at the city saw the dust shop being robbed again, Sun's appearance, Penny's appearance, and the argument between Weiss and Blake goes out the same. And here's the difference. In nighttime, where Weiss and Blake have an argument about, you know, the Schnee family and the White Fang, and Blake revealed who she is, that happened way earlier after they met Penny. So they had it arguing way earlier before it was nighttime. And that means Sun found Blake way earlier during the daytime instead of just at night. And Weiss was pissed. And so when RWBY went her own separate ways to find Blake by herself, Yang and Weiss had a talk. And Yang was spinning like, what the fuck is wrong with you? And Weiss started to break down and said, like, I could have been the team leader if I knew my teammate was a fawness. I was like, you're still complaining about that? And after that, Weiss have seen like an illusion version of herself. She's like, wait, am I seeing things? It happened where after the first day of class, after she took out that pig grim, whatever you call it, and RWBY trying to find Weiss to have a talk with, and the conversation between Professor Pete and Weiss, Professor Osman and RWBY, that goes out the same, but different location from the outside of the academy. That's like before John was possessed by the Nightmare Grim. And of course the ending goes literally the same, but we don't see the fight. You know, Penny, RWBY fight against the White Fang enrollment along with Blake and Sun. We don't see that. We just see the aftermath. And the ending, Weiss still doesn't care about what Blake is anymore. And here's the thing that was a little bit different. She said, like, if next time you're gonna have a big problem, come to us instead going to a stranger. She smiled and looked at Sun, and Sun just gave Weiss a shrug. So basically, Weiss is okay with Sun in this version, but the original, she doesn't know how she feels about Sun. Not yet. And the episode ended when they played the opening theme of RWBY, and it shows Weiss in, you know, her teammate's room, her room actually. She was like, you know, this actually will not be so bad, until she heard her voice say, like, really? You gave all that up because you decided didn't care. You have the strength, the audacity to do what you want to do, and you just throw it away because you didn't care. You hated the fauna. You hate the White Fang. And you just throw that out of the way like you didn't care, and you will never forgive them, and you just had to throw that away and give them a chance. And Weiss actually finally met her other self, and Weiss has now been possessed by the Nightmare Grim, and the episode ended where Weiss said, "What is that? What is this thing?" And it ended there when they showed the Nightmare Grim and two Weiss, one from the standing tall and one is upside down. And yeah, that was where the episode ended. So basically, the first 3 episodes in this was the entire recap of Volume 1, but added a little bit different in Episode 3. And we know the next episode is going to be like a recap to Volume 2, I think. After the recap of Volume 2, the rest is going to be completely different, because they did confirm that the RWBY Ice Queendom is going to have 12 episodes. So that means 3 episodes for the recap for Volume 1, which is going to be into 1 episode. And 4 through 6 is going to be the recap for Volume 2. So that means that leaves 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So that leaves 5 episodes left, and the 5 episodes will be completely different. Because they did confirm the first 2 episodes is just going to be the recap of Volume 1 to 2. That means Episode 1... So basically, the first 3 episodes, which is this one here, is just a recap of Volume 1. The rest of 3 episodes will be the second episode, will be the recap of Volume 2. And the last 5 episodes will be completely different than what I think of. So, yeah. So this is the only 3 episodes we're going to get until next month, July the 3rd. So, we'll actually know, because they released it on Crunchyroll, but they're going to take it down, but people are going to have to wait until July the 1st. But the site I'm using, which I'll have the link down below, I think it will say there, so people could watch it. So I have the link of that down below, so you guys could watch it. But yeah, my honest thoughts for the first 3 episodes, I enjoyed it. I actually loved it, and maybe it made me to go back and rewatch Volume 1 to appreciate how much RWBY have came this far. And does this show will be better than the original RWBY that we all know? No. It will not be better, because nothing can be better than the 3D RWBY animation that we all know, love, and grew up with. Yeah, we got 2D animation now, but they added a little bit different to it. But it will never replace the RWBY 3D animation that we all know and love. Nothing will not change. And I can see right now, I can see everyone doing like a compilation of some scenes, bit of a reference from the this show, the 2D animation and the 3D animation. I could definitely see that right now. And yeah, I don't know what else to say. This was pretty good. I am so freaking hyped. And when I got a notification by Phoenix Knight, when he actually made a review video of the first episode of this show, I didn't watch it. I was like, oh shit. I was like, wait, hold on, let me go into the site and see for myself. And they released the first 3 episodes into an hour long. I was like, yes! I decided to say watch it right now. So I was fucking loving it, and I really enjoyed it. And I might plan on, who knows, I might get this in in Blu-ray one day when they released it, when the series done. And I just can't wait for the next episode of RWBY Ice Queendom, and I cannot wait for RWBY Volume 9. Again, we're getting 2 RWBYs price of 1. The 2D animation and the 3D animation, which I am happy. But yeah, that's all I have to say. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. Like, comment, share, subscribe. Links to my other channels, my social media, and my Discord server. All that will be down below. You guys know the drill. Again, Like, comment, share, subscribe, and I'll see you guys later. RWBY is love, RWBY is life. Keep moving forward, and I'll see you guys later.